Good morning everyone, this is Michi Hoyer again. So yeah, welcome to a little update towards our travels today. As I indicated back on the stream when I was on the way to the station, I am here with my gimbal and I have the happy situation that I'm very alone right now, sitting in this train, sitting in this part. So it is 9:20 a.m. We will be on this train in this spot for another 6 hours. I could do 6 hours of sim racing here if I'd bring my rig. I'm kidding, obviously. Anyway, we're looking to be in Hamburg Altona in a good 6 hours. We then gonna get the next local train up to the North Sea, where we're gonna be picked up by Jan von der Heide, the teammate for the GTR24 coming up this weekend. Also gonna be joined by the engineer Fabian Root. So yeah, in the meanwhile, I'm enjoying morning coffee as usual. Got my laptop right here. Other way. Move. I need to learn that stuff just a little bit. So there you are. Here's my laptop. So yeah, that is what's going to happen the next 6 hours. So catch me up on Discord. Catch me up basically wherever you want me to catch up. Also, we could do a little more chatting as long as this entire train stays empty. Or this room of the train stays empty, which may always change, you know. People come in every now and then. So yeah, that is going to be the case. Next 6 hours we're gonna sit here. I'm actually wondering whether so I do hope that connection is fine. As you guys see, we're moving on again with the train. I will come up with a wireless LAN very soon, I assume. In order to do some office work, there is still some little work to do on the scenery. We will have live streaming support of the event, of course. So we will have a full onboard of the rig. So not on board of the actual stream. I need to check whether the actual stream can be included in the video or whether I do have issues with that. Max Rory, good morning. Beyond that, we're planning to have a big overview of the rig. We're gonna race on a triple screen setup. We're gonna have a camera sitting on the top, viewing the entire rig, and a face cam. That's actually what the rig or what the streaming overlay is designed for. At that point, once again, a big massive thank you to Sven Leber. He has helped me massively bringing out a flat and good looking TV overlay for this upcoming 24-hour stream. I may do some interviews in between every now and then with this gimbal, with a smartphone, with this microphone. I'm looking to, I can't really promise anything right now because it's the first time for me, you know, go outside, check in a different location and actually have everything to work. So this is a big if. I hope I do not disappoint Burst Esports, who have actually booked me as a streamer and the driver. So streaming will be a key task of mine. Social media stuff will be a key task of mine. But make sure to subscribe to the channel, you guys. Make sure to subscribe to the social media pages, and that you keep updated of what's going on in Viborg. So once again, Viborg is the location. We have the Viborg, the organizers do have. So if you live in Denmark, if you're a follower of mine, if you want to watch, I know Ben Clausen actually hit me up, say he's off work for this weekend, may actually drop by, which would be insane. So if you guys are around, I heard some guy called Mr. Coffelino. I actually forgot his real name. No, of course not. I know exactly who he is, but he actually indicated that Mr. Borja Milan is about to come in for selfie. Well, you know what? Why not? So if you guys are around, if you guys want to see some racing action, if you guys want to see some esports activity going in a big arena, with organization and everything going on, hit me up wherever. I may have the possibility to have a look into it and actually talk to you guys, and yeah, then it, and then we may see each other at the scene or wherever. So I would appreciate that a lot. Beyond that, of course, if you don't have the time, if you also living too far away for all of this, if you have work to do, make sure to subscribe to the channels, make sure to check out the social media pages. You will be updated each and every while to receive information of mine, or to receive information about what's going on in the race. Make sure to have a look at this channel here on YouTube if you want to see an exclusive stream being produced from the actual site. Whether I can do additional pictures in the stream or not, I do not know yet. As I said, I need to check out what are the surroundings, what are the circumstances on the event, and yeah, from then on we're gonna find our way. We're gonna work us through our schedules. We're going to work us through our technical possibilities, what we can do there. So I know that Friday is a day where you have a lot of time for doing practice, but as we're 4 or 5 drivers, of course I will have some time to move around, do a vlog about what kind of people is there. I've seen on the entry list it is very much Dutch and however, of course, there are a lot of other top class sim racers. I saw Yuri Kozlov, Devin Brown, Dennis Lind. Well, he's actually Danish. Flag to Flag sim racing is around. So Cameron Rocher coming from UK, I believe. Various German people, and also saw Boya Milan, who is I think Spanish, if I'm not mistaken. So there's quite some competition there going on. The only sad thing really is that it takes part the same weekend as A1 Esports. So if I maybe or eventually have made it into A1 Esports, I would have had the decision, go to GTR24 or actually go to A1 Esports to Vienna again. So very early I actually didn't even think about going the other way, going the other route, and therefore now I'm sitting in the train off to Viborg, to Denmark. Competition in A1 Esports, I want to have a short chat about that, and speaking people only back then in June. But this year, or this time, it is actually even more competitive. Yeah, that the German mobile is shit has to do with the fact that we're sitting in a train, that we're moving around. I should maybe put up the wireless LAN from the ICE I'm thinking. Perhaps wouldn't be better at all, but nonetheless. Anyway, guys, actually that's gonna take it for now, and that's gonna do it for the minute. Once again, which we wanted to speak about shortly about A1 Esports. I know Kuba Brzezinski is in, ex-teammate Jenny Simoncic is in. Guys like Risto Capit didn't make it. I don't want to speak about that. That is as a surprise, because if 6 move on and you've got 10 top class drivers, 4 of them will drop out, undoubtedly. The guys that made it there absolutely deserve it to be there, no doubt about that. So Kevin Siggy Rebenek I think is also in. They will face another very interesting competition, and I'm quite interesting to see how Jenny Simoncic does, because I do think Jenny Simoncic is the very first time ever he is in the situation that he for the very first time needs to face. What's difficult about that, or what's special about that? I can tell you it is quite a different thing. I experienced, for me, the first time ever in EWTCR, I think, at the Nürburgring in 2008, and it was quite some experience that helped me perform in Vienna this year. So I will be very interested to talk to Jene after the event. Speaking about competition level again, I do think actually this shootout, there was a shootout in Silverstone, I believe, with the top 30 of the A1 Esports qualifiers. So as the top 30 has been created by the top 6 out of 5 races beforehand, that means the top 6 of each race form the top 30 of the entire competition, of the entire qualifier system, to race at Silverstone, I think in the GT3s. Now, that was some serious competition going on. Don't get me wrong, in June, with the Germans only, has been sort of the same, but with all the Europeans. Good morning. Yep. Ihre Kollegin hatte mich eigentlich schon kontrolliert. Ja. Okay. Well, thank you for traveling with Deutsche Bahn. Thank you for interrupting this live stream. Thank you for checking my ticket twice. Thank you to make me lose my gist. Where were we? Yes. In June, we already had this qualifier going on between German people speaking only. So the best German-speaking people have been around in A1 Esports, and it was quite tough to get in there. I know some guys like Tim Neuendorf. He didn't make it back then. We had other dropouts, very, very thin to get in. Andrei Rajkovic, I think, from Vienna, from Austria as well. He made it very closely not into the competition. So it was competition going on there. But looking at the top 20 they had this time, and no doubt it was basically another world fastest gamer. I mean, we had the restriction, I think, of European people only, but if you look at who was in the top 20 of world fastest gamer, 17, 18 European guys. So there was a lot of European people. Daniel Barbilla, good morning there. How you doing, buddy? So yeah, actually, the top 6 of those top 30 that come off to the final LAN event at Vienna, I don't know what you even want to say they are lucky, because they're not. They shoot their time. Surely 15 or every one of those 30 would have actually deserved racing in Vienna, racing in front of that crowd, racing in that awesome condition. As I remember back there, you've been treated like an athlete. You know, you had backstage area access, you had special rights. They will experience intense sweat, and I'll say this exactly the way I mean this. I remember myself coming out of that rig and being entirely sweat all over the place, and this is an experience you don't have at home. This is you know, I do FSR. Yes, I had my sweaty moments there as well, and I had an intense FSR Japanese Grand Prix from lap 1 to lap 53. I was under constant pressure, and you know, I felt like doing some sports, but at the end of the day, I came off the rig and I came off the stream and I put everything off and everything's fine, you know? No one ever has seen my emotion. No one could further see what I was thinking. No one could further see what was going on in my head. So what is the entire opposite of what's going on the LAN event. If you have a crash, if you spin around, if you feel bad, if you make contact, if you have issues, you remember me and Max Miller met, giving each other a hug after an, well, not too happy scene around Silverstone in the second race, where we made contact, I spun around. In the end, he let me through. He let me come back to actually have a little bit of damage being redone, or undone, and we came off the rigs, and we were talking 30, 40, 50 minutes in front of the crowd. Some other stuff was going on the stage already. We were still talking, discussing about race, discussing about the event, stuff like that. That is an entirely different thing, because, you know, if you are at home and you make contact with someone, you leave him a Facebook message, you leave him a forum entry, whatever, but that's done. But no, if you are on stage, if you're making contact with each other, you may face that person face to face in reality. You have to say sorry, or you have to attack each other, whatever way you want to go through. You need to face that. And this will make your esports experience and your racing experience on site an entirely different thing. This has nothing to do with what you do at home. Of course, you do still sim racing. You need to get used to the rig. Most of the interesting thing I'm interested, or one of the main parts I'm interested in talking to Yoni afterwards is how it is to sit on those Octo races, because obviously you guys know that I did my 24 hour with Sim4 Race in Cologne on a well-known Octo race I actually raced a few weeks back in Vienna. And having motion, having this pressure from people watching from behind, and you hear the crowd, despite headphones and your size, if something extraordinary happens on the stream, on the screen, you hear the crowd, full stop, you hear it. Even of course if you're in the tunnel, you don't hear it, you don't actually perceive it and stuff, but if something happens, you hear it. And with all that going on, this will put you psychologically in a total different spot than you've ever been before, especially when you do it the first time. Because racing at home is something entirely different. Other equipment, motion rigs, or in general other equipment than coming from a D29, sitting on the Actor Racer with a sprint pedals, with an OSW, with motion, with a triple screen, with literally everything that was better than what I had at home. It's so difficult to adapt to, because you have just a very short time range. You get an hour and 20, hour and 30 to actually practice. You need to load up your set. Everything feels a bit different. You have the real road and evolving. It is not a very easy circumstance, and not a very easy environment to get into. So when you achieve it, when you do a kind of good performance you're happy with, when you also see the entire event going on, that is something you remember for life. That is really something you remember for life, because it is a very, very deep going experience you have there. So yeah, I'm gonna look forward to see the results of A1 Esports season 4 with Yene, with Kevin Siggy Rebenek. Already also to him in person, very nice guy. Kuba Brzezinski, same there. Guys like Nikita Wisniewski didn't make it. So and we all know that Nikita Wisniewski is one of the best sim racers around. So is all the other 6. They are there. We got Goran Djordjevic in there again. I'm not sure whether he came from the Austrian qualifier or whether he actually made it in the main qualifiers. Either way, top achievement. He has been in the, I think he's the only guy being an A1 Esports in the finals again from season 3. Devin Brown is on, not sure what Mark Gazner is on. I know that Robert Wiesenmüller isn't in. I'm not in. And who was the 6th guy? There was another guy. Was there another guy? Bear with me. Yes, the winner actually, Florian Hasse. I don't know what he's been doing that weekend, but I do know that he's also not around at Vienna, and that shows that this competition is something entirely different again. Anyway, it's 9:41. I enjoy my coffee still. Looking outside the window, and as you can see, now you can see, weather is pretty shit. As far as I'm concerned, we do face some heavy winds at Denmark over the weekend. I think there is one of those autumn storms is coming, so a big low pressure area, big low pressure Denmark. Will be heavy winds out there on Saturday. I hope to be fine on the way home on Sunday, so no trees on the rails and stuff for going back with the train. Beyond that, yeah, guys, I'd like to thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to have them answered here. So yeah, Danielle, you finished 11th. No way I could be competitive with your pedals. I hear what you're saying, and to a certain extent I agree. And then I don't agree, because if you're on the top of the things, you're simply gonna do it. I mean, I got myself there with a G29. Would I have got myself there with a Sprint Pedals Pro? Not sure, to be honest. Not sure, because I still have the issues getting everything together here on I'm not even sure whether I should stay. I still have my issues. Probably I've reached the point of where I am right now. 6 weeks having the rig. On a side note, I have no further technical difficulties with the Akira GP, so that's good. Yeah, okay, having faulty wheels, obviously, faulty pedal obviously never helps. So I hear you on that point. At the end of the day, it is about your abilities, and at least that is what I feel. So being on the G20, on the G29, and being now on a proper set of rig is actually, yes, I do feel more in control of the cars, but at the same time my abilities stay the same. So what I haven't achieved over the time with the G29, I also can achieve with the Akira GP, just having a little bit more of a sweat. Like, I'm pretty happy about my performance I did in Singapore in FSR, 19th to 8th, with a good strat, of course, but wasn't easy to get there 61 laps. Yeah, anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. We are short before Frankfurt. I can see this is always a emotional area coming here. I know my dad's living here. I know my grandmother has been living here. It is sort of my second, yeah, you can call it a second home to a certain extent, as I have been a lot here in my childhood while being in. That's gonna do it. I'm gained a second going from 29th to CSW. You gained a full second. Well, that is good. I mean, there's always what you can make out of the given possibilities, right? I mean, maybe after 8-9 years on Logitech G20 something stuff, I mastered that piece so much that I actually reached good speed with that equipment. So looking to be on this equipment now, I maybe cannot even find a second, because physically there is no second to find. I appreciate everyone though that makes a hardware change and gets a mega boost in speed. So that is really, really awesome. Yeah, guys, feel free to share your thoughts down in the description of the video, down in the comments area below. We'll have a look. We'll indeed have a lot of work going on now in the train, doing new playlists, ordering playlists. I would love to even do some more social media stuff. I need to see really what I can do from here on, since I'm not at home, not having all pictures and media around. I want to do a Patreon post, so for the fellow Patreon members, they receive an early bird goodie. If you're interested about the Patreon program, make sure to check out the www.patreon.com/Michi Hoyer. We will do some racing together with the followers there at some point, so that is something to think about. And this is the thing: if I'm sitting at home, I got too much distraction going on. Whether this could be, clean up some rig, some call on the internet, girlfriend, especially girlfriend is a good point, because it is not very, I mean, people loving each other is a thing, but you always need to take care of that. You always need to take care of your partner feeling happy with whatever you do. If you pedal the 10th of braking, so you easily have a second and a half at the end of that. Okay, yeah, Danielle, I agree with that. But coming back to the point, most of you have seen on Instagram, I got a new girlfriend, and she has been such an appearance to me in my life that has actually changed also the approach of how I do sim racing, of how I invest my time into sim racing. Back in the day, sim racing was everything on the top, everything that was at the top of my head, where I tried to just maximize my things. And then she came into my life, and I actually for the first time ever experienced, hey, wait, there is this other side where you can take energy to do sim racing, where you can take energy from to achieve good, to do proper testing. Testing can be good testing, it can be bad testing within 2 hours time. If you spin around often, if you don't get your long runs in, that could be very bad. But if you focus, if you're in shape, if you concentrate on what you need to do and what you want to have, that is very effective and very efficient testing. And that is what it needs in order to make up time for a good relationship with a girl. So if you are a sim racer, if you do have a partner, if you do have wife, if you do have children, make sure to step down a step from the rig and enjoy the time with family. And don't even try thinking too much at sim racing. Maybe that was my personal wrong approach, having sim racing and my business in my head every single second of the day. So you've seen I've did a little less live streaming lately, which was part of the story or part of the point I just raised. And yeah, at the end of the day, you know what? I'm so happy. I'm so freaking happy with that girl. And for me, it is for the first time. It is not even to think about it twice, or not even a second to think about where I want to enjoy my time. It's her. When she got time and I got no proper race appointment going on, I share the time with her, because at the point where she don't have the time, I will have the time to do the testing. I will have the time to join the sim, and that is very much what life should be about. Sim racing can be your life, can be a hobby of your life, but make sure that you don't lose the base underneath it. My girlfriend is a big base, or is the base of what I enjoy doing right now, because I'm very happy with her. I'm the luckiest man alive, and she has given me the support by either sometimes watching the streams if she can, and at the same time, given that mental support. Sim racing in the esports areas has a lot to do with mental strength and mental abilities. And in that setup guide I do sell over the Patreon program, what I do sell in general, there is this part about mental aspects, mental strength as well, and that is so important. And for me, my girlfriend, she's one of the reasons, if not the main reason, why I get energy to do what I actually do, and satisfaction to do from what I actually do. Because, you know, there is not always good parts, and not always good days, and not always good races in the last couple of months. Maybe because of doing a little less practice. Yes, maybe. But at the same time, she's always there to get up again, to keep me motivated, and take care of that. I need to take care of that. I want to take care of that, because if I'm losing her, that will immediately affect my sim racing stuff. So yeah, actually, since we're only seeing each other on the weekends right now, me now going to Denmark, as always, you know, I will enjoy the site there, I will enjoy the experience there. But at the same time, obviously, I'm sad that I couldn't bring her with me due to her studies and all that stuff. So yeah, I'd love to have her taken around and also spend some time with her when I'm not in the rig. But okay, we will see each other on Monday, happily. I'll look forward to that, because I generally miss her. And this is a great feeling, one of the best things that could happen in your life, if you have a loved one that is always taking care of you the best way. So yeah, guys, I think that's gonna do it. We are arriving at Frankfurt. I am anxious of other people coming in and interrupting the stream again. So what's the plan for today? I will arrive at my, well, semi-final destination about 4 p.m. tonight, maybe 5 p.m. depending on delays here on the train. I got a 30-minute time frame in Hamburg to change trains. As far as I can see, we are delayed by 6 minutes already, so 6 hours to go. I know there is a divert going on around Kassel, Göttingen. That means we will lose further time. Right now we are over the Main, that is the big river around Frankfurt. Actually, on the other side, quick, there is that is a power supply plant. I think they produce a lot of energy there, and further there in the back, behind that power supply, there is the so-called EZB, or ECB, the European Central Bank. See, it's too foggy outside, I guess. You can see a lot of high buildings there in the back. You see that high tower, the black one? Where is it? No, you can't see it. That is the actual ECB. So it's always fun to come visit the source of interesting politics. Anyway, coming into Frankfurt, one of the most awkward train stations here in the country. It's one of those head stations they are called, where the train comes in and needs to go back out of it. Always a pain in the butt here. Got, I think, 20 or 25 platforms, another subterranean thing you see a lot of rails around here. New ICE4, that is the state-of-the-art from the Deutsche Bahn high velocity train. Never sat in one though, they are basically all the same anyway, but just pointing out, you know, give a little bit of unrelevant wisdom. So yeah, we're coming into Frankfurt. That means the train gets crowded, a lot of people that come in by plane here. That also takes us to the very end of the stream. Guys, I'd like to thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. I think it was a little bit different sort of vlog, different sort of a stream, talking in the monologue and talking about private things, talking about other competitions that what we're going to. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I think sometimes having a share of thoughts is a good thing. I have and that's the last story of today. I had a very particular week. Actually, it was on Tuesday, to be precise, and it was so much interesting as we share thoughts about things, about business. We share personal thoughts. We also shared some private thoughts, and I take this as a very very good approach and a very good chance and possibilities to have this shared thoughts. Hey there, Subsoat man. Yes, we are in Hessen right now, Altaman. So having those shares, having those thoughts can be ground for new development and new involvement in the company, and that is so great. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching. See you there. Goodbye. Kommen Sie nur rein.